So there's a whole host of ways of being powerful that are not reduced to that kind of image.
It's actually not their choice, it's the label choice, because they want to sell. And there's an expectation from women and men of color to buy sex and not education.
Some of the most disturbing video images are directed by Diane Martel. It's not just about putting a woman behind the camera or a woman as the head of the label. It's about someone with a critical consciousness, someone we've cracked that peanut open to say, you know what, like, Nikki, do you want to be in the bikini? If you do, let's do it so that you represent who you are, how you are.
There's a kind of a tension that always arises, but this is the predicament of people who are being exploited. So when you talk about choices, it's choices under what conditions? Under what conditions do you make these choices? And so what we're saying is that we should be thinking about desirability, we should be thinking about empowerment in a whole range of ways, and not just thinking about desirability and empowerment connected to sexual, that kind of sexual politics or display.
Because I have a little sister, and I can just see in her what she's going through every day with the Nicki Minaj just telling her that she gotta use her vagina to get power and money and respect from men. And I just don't want her, like, growing up in a world where that she feels like that's what she has to do, because that's not the case.
So much of the burden of sexism is placed on women. Like, I think that's pretty obvious, but you know, it's men who really have to do the most changing and be, I think, more active.
And so I feel like we definitely need to just encourage them as men, you know, to keep doing what they're doing.
They were okay with being in the background. They were pushing women to be in leadership.
So I think the first day was incredible, and I'm really glad that the students who put this together brought all these diverse voices within hip-hop.
Vices to Verses, Day 2.
Day 2, man, it's better than Day 1. Like, Day 6 around, I mean, it's like, it felt like I'm hanging around celebrities and poetry celebrities. It's amazing, man.
Day 2 people came from all over the country and the world to participate in workshops, poetry, and performance. The theme, Remixing Borders, Transgressing Boundaries. International and intergenerational hip-hop. Focusing on the historical, political, and cultural roots of the rise of global hip-hop as an expressive movement that has been used to transcend regional, cultural, and cross-generational boundaries. With such a montage of diverse voices, the breakout sessions demonstrated exactly how hip-hop has remixed borders. With sessions on spoken word, graffiti art, and breakdancing, these sessions revealed how the many different forms of expression within hip-hop can be used to bring us all together.
Seeing how hip-hop in the U.S. was born out of a struggle. Out of a particular struggle, how can people around the world relate?
So what I saw of hip-hop was it became this evolving culture that was controversial in the fact that it just went against the grain of any sort of establishment power.
It's kind of opening that door for them to understand that and to give them that, like, I don't use the word power, but that, you know, that ability to be like, yeah, you can also speak up for your issues or your history or your struggles through hip-hop.
A lot of these people came from the struggle that I came from. Even if it's on a different side of the track, we can all identify the struggle, calamity, hurt, pain.
Hunger, people have to wrap their minds around each other's issues. So we use these arts not only to self-express.
It's helping people to see connections. Right? And to see themselves as, well, I'm not just black or an African American.
Hip-hop in Maori communities in New Zealand, right? There's brown people all the way across the world in islands that are using some of the tools and methods and mediums from the Bronx, right? And they're also finding their voices. They were colonized peoples who are identifying with Public Enemy and Fight the Power and anti-oppression.
It's very inspiring, you know, seeing them rap in their own language, even if we don't understand them. It seems like they're standing up for something that's their issues in their country, and so I see it as a powerful tool that's very universal.
The language of hip-hop universal. I fell in love with hip-hop way before I spoke English, because I felt the energy of freedom, which is why I know you're gonna feel my energy, even if you don't know a word I'm saying. It became one of the strongest genres in the Middle East in less than a decade. They love hip-hop because it tells them who they are without feeling ashamed or sorry for ourselves.
Many different representations from different backgrounds, whether it was like Manifest from Ghana or Maria Issa from Puerto Rico. You know, I think that really adds to like different flavors to the scene, and I think that it makes it stronger.
And if nothing else, hip-hop is just popular. Like, it's the youth culture right now. So like, to be able to engage students where they're at.
It helps kids express their truth. And then it helps all of us understand each other's truths. And I think that's what helps us move across the barriers.
I never knew how much I would miss hearing you yell, until the only thing screaming at me is the heart monitor next to you. 1992, first day of preschool. Yeah, I was only 3, and I thought I could wear cowboy boots and a swimsuit. But you saw something special in me. We made Rice Krispie bars for my lunch last night. You greased my hands and let me mix the perfect combination of gooey and crunchy. You taught me that you can never have too many marshmallows, and after mixing, you sternly reminded me, don't touch anything. I ran to the kitchen sink, washed childhood from my hands, and try to remember what your arms feel like.